is to bring a universal approach to embodied enlightenment, not a spiritual faction. You know, like you in Christianity, you have the Catholics and the Baptists and the whatever, and then there's just the broad term Christian. So Kuthumi, when he started working with me, he said, this is one of our top priorities. He loves P words, right? Playing in the P's. So our priority is to bring the universality that is shining your light on earth. The universality is, it's all soul beings and all of creation, not just a certain few or this little group or that. So just really, and you may have come from there and you may honor that deeply. I know I do. I honor the little faction pieces of myself deeply. And then it's time for something new. The universality of shining your light without getting lost in oneness and we are all one. Unity from a subjective, sovereign experience, sovereign ones. So we have a huge presentation put together here. And so how this channel is coming out is it's me, Sarah, Kuthumi, and the third stream is you. And I just put it all, you being beings who are here on earth right now, shining their light, opening to full luminosity. Full luminosity is interesting because it requires you to integrate the designated ascendee lifetime, the version of yourself, the beautiful, beautiful version of yourself who experienced realization, who realized, oh my gosh, there's something so much bigger than this human life. And I'm not even just a soul being, I'm also consciousness. I am source and soul. Soul being energy, source being consciousness, flowing together on that infinity symbol, source and soul, energy and consciousness. So when you're in your fully luminous life, all the lifetimes kind of become equal. All the energetic imprints have their realization experience, and it becomes this tapestry that you weave for yourself, right? We talked about weaving all the threads of every little Kuthumi note written at 3 a.m. in the morning. Every little Kuthumi note written down at 3 a.m. in the morning formed this tapestry. Each little thread, each little shred of paper. And that's the same thing that happens in your full luminosity. You're weaving all the threads in, right? So we're going to talk about that more, right? So we're going to tell you, this is Kuthumi. I'm going to tell you what we're going to tell you. Then we're going to tell you, and then we're going to tell you what we told you. All right. So in this Satsang, it's also playing in the P's, right? The potential to be able to heal your burned hand. Yes, right? I have a few more stories like that, but I don't want it to be story time. I want to get in a lot of what Kuthumi has to share. We're going to talk about how this new energy, to me, new energy is Christ consciousness. They're terms for the same thing. New energy is energy and consciousness combined as one. And then we're learning how it works, right? Christ consciousness and new energy are interchangeable terms here in our space. So there was an event, right? In March, an event. If you come from Crimson Circle, it is called Heaven's Cross for you guys. Kuthumi and I just call it opening up the passageways to all of creation. So opening up the passageways to all of creation also opened up all of the passageways to all your lifetimes to allow that full luminosity, right? So all of creation is you and how you experienced all of creation. So we're making little connections between this realized lifetime and that realized lifetime. And as you make all these connections, the designated ascendee goes, oh, wow, I did my job. Look how cool this is. I don't have to be in charge of this realization thing anymore. I did a really good job. And now I can be part of the whole. Right? Instead of the one last lifetime designated ascendee, goes, oh my God, this is so exciting. I can be part of the whole. So that's really what opening up the passageways to all of creation in March did. It allowed you to be able to connect all of the lifetimes. Kuthumi goes at this as he calls it mind, mapping the mind of the God also, right? So instead of it being the human mind, you're in the mind of God. Each lifetime, each energetic imprint, right, is a cell, a neuron in the mind of God, right? And so we start to connect all of those things. Mind mapping the mind of God. That'll be in our next year. We're going to put that out. I've been working with Kuthumi quite a bit on it. And for me, I explore this through the divine blueprint, which is something that Yeshua and Mary Magdalene showed me. All right, Kuthumi saying, next slide. I just hope I can do all this stuff all the gifts Kuthumi has brought to me over the last 3-4 years justice. Working with, I'm gonna cry. Working with Kuthumi, has been hugely humbling to lean into those places where I thought I had everything figured out, to be willing to put down, I've been there, done that, I know everything, part of myself, to really, eat a slice of humble pie. Part of my contract with Kuthumi was that I live all the materials. I'm not just channeling them, they go out and I'm not responsible for any of it. It's was very clear to both of us that I inhabit and I use myself basically as the experiment before putting the materials out. And there have been times when I was like, what have I got myself into? And Kuthumi's been kind of invasive in my life. And then I deeply realized that sovereignty doesn't require space. My autonomy is not impacted by having Kuthumi here all the time. And, guru has such a negative connotation. But if I'm being really honest with you, the relationship I have with Kuthumi is very much him passing on his new energy coded experience from his last lifetime into this biological form, literally passing on the codes. And that's not something you can read in a book or learn from an online course. That's something that he's passed along to me, and I hope to be able to pass along to you, whether it's in the dream state or you come have a conversation with me. I don't feel any shame saying that Kuthumi has been playing. I get a little sad because, eventually he's going to make his way out of here. The relationship, the divine love between, teacher and student. The first thing Kuthumi said when he came to me was, you have to be teachable for me to work with you. He said, you have to become a student of new energy. And this was like 3 years after my self-realization experience. And I still had a little bit of that hierarchy code in my DNA where it says, I'm realized, I don't need a guru, and then I realized, what? I have no idea how to bring my realization, which was very real and very tangible here. I have no idea how to bring my realization that happened beyond time and space. I don't know how to bring what happened beyond time and space into time and space, the formless becoming form, the formless moving into form, infusing this biology with consciousness. I don't know how to do that, dear Kuthumi. I'll take you up on your offer. Show me how. Total humility. And that's when Kuthumi is like, all right, we're doing this, right? But he wasn't going to come in and help me and show me all this until I was teachable, and being teachable also taught me what love and compassion is. And it taught me how to work with you all better. It taught me what true autonomy is, and having, the guru of new energy, the guru of biological freedom, having the guru of biological freedom, Kuthumi himself, in my living room every day for the last, he's saying it's almost 4 years we've been together. It's like, it taught me what autonomy is. It taught me what love is. It taught me what actual friendship is. And it taught me how to recode the cells in my body. It taught me how to remove the hierarchy from my DNA. So I'm not in that weird little thing where it's like positioning yourself like, oh, they're higher or lower, or they're trying to put me in the corner. Nobody can put you in the corner but you. And every time I'd have a little meltdown, Kuthumi would leave me alone till I got my stuff in order, until I reoriented around my new truth, which happens daily. I'm reorienting around my new truth, around the new codes in my biology. And then he'd come in and say, have you thought about this? You know, that's Kuthumi. That's how he taught me everything. He said, have you thought about this? What if, right? I got COVID last month or the month before, I can't remember. I think I don't have a COVID test sitting around. I have no idea. I don't take drugs for that kind of stuff. But I'm not opposed to medicine. I had someone talk about being opposed to medicine. I'm not. It's all you. It's all your energy. You need a knee replacement? That's your energy. The doctor is you. The knee replacement is you. It's all you. Get the damn thing. I just want to add that in. But and I was feeling pretty drained, and I was looking at my financials for running this business, and and I had talked to a few people, and sometimes talking to other people is not helpful. They were like, oh, that's horrible. And I was talking to them about all the stuff my light body was going through, and they're like, maybe you're just sick, and it starts to kind of other people's stuff, right? It's not really other people. It's your doubts talking to you through other people. So there's no one to blame ever. No one to blame ever. But I don't know. The wheels were falling off the bus. Literally, I have a camping van, and I had two wheels literally come off the bus, and Kuthumi's like, this is one of those moments, right? This is one of those moments that he said that a lot of the people he worked with, they go, what am I doing wrong? Where did I make a wrong turn? What if it's the dragon? It's dragon clarity. I'm not allowing enough. And he started showing me all these little things that people do. Oh, I need to learn another lesson. Oh, the dragons come back around. For those of you who don't know what the dragon is, it's just that fiery breathing clarity that incinerates old belief systems and allows new growth in the forest of you. So Kuthumi's like, this is what people do, right? The wheels come off the bus and they go, I've done something wrong. I need to learn something. It's dragon clarity. I'm not allowing enough. I need to receive more. And they do all these little things. And he goes, dear Sarah, what if you are doing a new thing? What if we just don't have the language for what you're going through yet? And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. So I have new tires on my camping van, which is quite old. And I realized the tires symbolized like how I connected to earth, right? The tire is what connects the car to the road, and through texture of the gravel and creative tension, it moves the wheel. So I got all new tires. I wrote about it on the blog. I was sitting on the side of the highway while all this happened. I won't repeat that tire story here, but if you want to go on the blog and read it, you can, because I have a lot of Kuthumi stuff in there and some subtle energy notes. About 10 of you caught the subtle energy notes in those blog posts and sent me a note. I got you covered, man. They're in there. The whispers about how new energy works, all laid out in those blog posts. So I realized that the tires coming off the bus, the wheels falling off the bus, is about connecting in a new way. Energy serving consciousness was something I really understood how energy serving consciousness works. But when you move from 2 to 4, energy serving consciousness, 2 to 4, new energy, responding and interacting and mainly playing with new energy, the 4, the wheels are going to fall off the bus, because you need new tires, new way to be in the world. And I started to realize that that slow down I went through, represented by a sickness or whatever else, or being in bed. I'm used to having like a ton of energy. So to be in bed and sleep till 8, I mean, I get up at 4 and I'm like this, because I have a new biology, a light body, whatever you want to call it, new human. I am a new human species. So to be in bed, and I started to feel into it like deeply. Kuthumi moves aside. I am just in my body of consciousness. And I really started to realize that slowdown was really a quantum leap. And all of that subconscious energy, all the subtle energy was coming into form, right? Going from subconscious to conscious in the biology, going from subtle energy into gross or physically dense energy, right? And so realization was this reaching out, touching the crystal clear consciousness. I wrote it in my book, Story of a Modern Master. And you reach out and you touch it. Oh, and then you're back on earth and you go, okay, wait a second, right? So this new human species is bringing that formless into form, right? Making the subtle gross. We've spent going toward realization, you spent so much time trying to connect with the ethereal, right? Now the ethereal is wanting to come in and connect with the soil, the day-to-day life of human experience, expression as consciousness, infusing this biology. Okay. Kuthumi's like, and I'm sure you can feel it. Let's try changing the slide since I've been talking for a while. All right, how do we get there?